Hello and welcome to your one-stop security program, Crime Watch. I'm Ivy Kano. On this edition, we are going to show you those very top stories that we've shown in the year 2018.
The die is cast for these suspects. 16 of them are being held for kidnapping, murder, and harvesting of human body parts for ritual purposes. In the eye of the storm is Yakubu Hamidu, a vigilante leader in Amputee, Kogi State.
For kidnapping, murder, ritual killings, and removing the male and female organs after killing their victims. They were equally responsible for selling these parts of human being of their victim that they've been killed to various personalities in the state.
We did the job. We moved to Ojoku along Awo Road. We saw somebody who shot the person, the barrel. And
you shot the person with what?
Barrel.
Okay.
Barrel.
Barrel. What is barrel?
This type of
gun. Is it gun? Okay.
So the driver dragged the person close to the nearby bush and removed the put inside leather. And we took it before him that night. Then
in the night?
Yes, this was around 6 to 7. Then the second time is after a year. Then we also moved to the same area, like not exactly that very place again. Then we saw another person track the nearby village. The driver also used the barrel to shoot the person. While me, I was standing on the road on surveillance. Then he tracked the person to the bush and removed the penis.
Okay, you removed the second one?
No, the first one. I shot the person.
You shot the person?
The first one.
Okay, then who removed the organ?
The driver.
Where's the driver?
Alaji Abdullahi Zakari.
Okay, please come over.
He's the driver to Alaji Marina.
So, now come here. Okay. So this is the driver to Alaji Marina?
Yes, sir.
So when you shot the first person, who removed the... I want you to
he dragged it to the nearby bush, then he removed it.
Okay.
And then that was the first time I shot.
Okay.
Then the second time went after a year.
Yes.
Then that one, he shot the person.
Yes, sir.
Then me, I was on the road on surveillance. He dragged the person to the bush and he probably removed the...
Who removed it? Okay, but you shot the person?
No, he shot the person.
But the first person you shot?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes. So that is how it is. So I removed it. So after that one, there was no another assignment, another job for us until this 2016 and 17.
He says he sold the harvested body parts for between 100 to 250,000 naira.
We work for Marina. The first time he gave us 200,000. The second one is 150,000 naira. And the one from the other side, that too, is 150,000. And the one from Honorable is 200,000.
He confesses that the chairman of the Kogi State Elders Advisory Committee for Ankpa Federal Constituency, Abdullahi Ibrahim Halims, and this businessman, Shaibu Adamu, patronized his business. But the duo deny the claim.
I hold him.
Okay.
Without them, the colleagues.
Is the colleagues here?
He is not here.
Okay.
So then, that was the one who obtained this intestine and then deliver it to Honorable.
Do you kill the man before taking the intestine?
Yes.
You know him?
I know him. Okay. I know Hamidu. About 2000 and... In fact, when I was in the Kogi State House for Assembly, that's when I come across him. And I used to move around in the town. And everybody knew I'm a very disciplined person. And it is, you're requesting for a job, He said I should make sure I give him job in the Kogi State College of Education. I say the people I had the opportunity to do, I have given them that job. That he should be patient. That was all I know about him, and that's all. I think that's when I saw him last, and that is in the neighborhood of about 10, 11 years ago.
False. He's telling lie. He's accusing me because I removed him from the throne, and the man that arrested him that day is the Kogi State CP. That's Kasina, and he's still on throne. They can go to his place and find out. I was done as two family and fighting and removed from the throne. The person that I removed from 2009. How would I come and say, come and do this type of job? And in my report here, I'm not from Onyangede. I don't have anything on Onyangede. I have only two standard filling stations in local government, and others just ordinary, just man pump. And in my petition, they said I have mansions. I didn't have any mansions. If they should claim that I have any mansions, the government should claim the mansions.
For the police, the straw that broke the camel's back was the killing of a police inspector, Abdul Alfa, while on foot patrol on November 28, 2017.
He was ambushed and hacked from behind on his head, and they subsequently butchered him, take possession of his rifle, and started using the rifle for commission of robbery, kidnapping, and other various crimes.
The police believe many other prominent persons are involved in the crime.
Now we'll go to Lokoja. On 11th June 2018 at about 10 p.m., one Samuel Oluwasegun of Oruvu Chuba, Advi, and one Abdumumuni of Uzuru area in Advi local government area in Kogi State went to Hollywood Brothel Okene, a popular hangout for commercial sex workers. After exchanging pleasantry with the manager of the hotel, one Muhammad, the two men then approached one Messi Moses, one of the commercial sex workers resident in the brothel. After discussing with Messi, she was seen being taken away by the two men on motorcycle. When after 2 days, Messi did not return, the brothel manager, Muhammad, reported at a nearby police station at Adavi, from where the case was transferred to the state CID Lokoja. Two suspects, including Oluwasegun Samuel, were arrested, but they denied knowledge of Messi's whereabouts. However, following diligent interrogation by the homicide detectives of the state CID, the two suspects opened up to the gory details of how they were hired by one prophet Oluwasegun Otaro of the Voice of Canaan Temple CNS Aladura Church, Uzuru, in Adavi local government area of Kogi State, to bring a female for ritual purposes, promising them 700,000 naira. The arrested suspects thereafter led investigators to an area called Ohudo in Ogaminana area of Adavi, where the remains of Messi Moses was dug out from a shallow grave. Two of the killers admitted having sex with the corpse of the deceased. The prophet has also been picked up. According to reports, all the suspects, including the prophets, were members of the same church, and they were all attending a vigil at the church that night when they left to commit the crime and returned back to continue with the vigil after committing the crime.
Where the shovel now? Take the shovel, do the side now. You know will break. You know by the side. You know the way they bury am. You know will break, sir. Now by the side. Do I make you wife? The Chris.
Around what time you bury this thing?
They dig am make you dey talk.
It's of recent now. Look at the fresh.
Na recent.
It's fresh.
Go bring more power. When you finally fall, when you raise and all the people don't fall.
That pot must not break.
Come on, don't come on.
Very good.
An amputee who is being held by the police in Suleja, Niger State, for taking part in the kidnap of a woman and her child, Sani Yaya, had earlier lost one of his limbs to crime, yet he did not turn a new leaf.
Suleja, one of the cities in Niger State which shares border with Abuja, is always brimming with activity. Much of the activity is economic. But on this day, the activity at the divisional police station draws huge attention. 37 suspects are ferried in. They are being held for crimes ranging from carjacking to kidnapping. One of them is Sani Yahaya. He and his gang are being held for kidnapping a woman and a child in a community in Gwagwalada on the outskirts of Abuja.
Amputated, he has, what they call it, just one leg. He's the armorer of the gang. He's the armorer of the gang, and he's going to talk to you about it. He's the one that keep their firearms and supply them when they are going for operations in the village along Birnungwari to Samfara and in the entire area. They've been arrested, and 2 of their suspects were rescued from their custody when they were arrested. They have made useful statement to the investigation team, and they will equally be charged to court on completion of investigation.
On the process, when police came,
the amputee who lost his limb to crime is a gang's armorer. He confesses that they were caught while trying to collect ransom. We kidnapped a woman and her baby and requested for ransom before they are freed. It was in that process that we were caught by the police. The 37 suspects operated from the swathe of land from Niger Republic through Sokoto to Abuja. These are the items recovered from them. With the arrest, the police authorities believe there would be a dip in the spate of banditry in the northwestern states.
Based on the directive of the Inspector General of Police, operatives of the Force Intelligence Response Team, working in synergy with the Commissioners of Police in Borno, Adamawa and Yobe States, swung into action and arrested 22 dreaded Boko Haram commanders and fighters who, we are told, were responsible for the kidnap of the Chibok girls and other bombings in the northeast part of Nigeria. TVC Kolomi Dallas report is presented from our studio.
These are the faces of suspected Boko Haram sub-commanders and fighters whom security forces say have caused many families in Nigeria's northeastern states of Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa heartbreaks. They are being paraded by the Borno State Commissioner of Police after months of coordinated operations involving an intelligence team, police in the affected states, and the Police Special Terrorism Investigative Unit.
Arrest of a dreaded Boko Haram terrorists, sub-commanders and fighters responsible for the kidnap of Chibok girls, several suicide attacks and bombings and ambush killings of innocent Nigerians, including security personnel in Borno, Yobe, Adamawa, and other states in the northeast of Nigeria. In all, we have 3 Boko Haram sub-commanders in our custody there, 2 logistics suppliers and 17 fighters arrested by the IGP Intelligence Response Team, headed by DCP Abia State and Borno State Police Command.
8 of the suspects confessed to taking part in the 2014 abduction of the Chibok schoolgirls from their hostel, an operation that led to global outrage.
I have fought in Yale, Miami, Mubi, Cameroon, Fashari, Boso, and I was among those who abducted the Chibok girls, which were separated into different camps. Most of the suicide bombings were facilitated by Bar Adam, who is in Maiduguri and helps us to keep girls before we send them into town.
Abba Kyari is a deputy commissioner of police and the head of the Force Intelligence Response Team.
It was an intelligence-led operation. It's a special type of operation.
You know, we took our time. We have been monitoring them for more than 1 year. Some of them for more than 6 months. So, but we didn't strike. We took our time. We monitored them. We did all our planning before we struck. And then, as we struck, you can see the result here.
The suspects paraded here include suppliers who act as security guards in Dalori area of Maiduguri. Abubakar Kori is one of them, who ordinarily worked at a fuel station.
I was arrested at Kwan and Yobe. I was a driver before I became a member, and I usually place bombs at different locations of Baga Road, Muna Garage, 33 and other places.
Ibrahim Mala is his accomplice.
This man brought 2 cartons to me to keep 2 times, and he said people will come to pick them up. Up until now, I didn't know its content.
He didn't tell lies to keep supplies of Boko Haram with him.
Police say the success of the recent operation couldn't have been achieved without the collaboration of commands in different states and special units.
The police have paraded 31 suspects in Kaduna arrested by the Special Tactical Squad for crimes ranging from armed robbery to kidnapping. Now we are told that one of the suspects, a former herdsman, had sold his cows to buy a rifle. Siphon Essien now completes the story.
31 suspects held by the police for crimes ranging from armed robbery to kidnapping.
These bandits were arrested.
According to the police, they were arrested by the Special Tactical Squad in Kaduna, Zamfara and Niger states. They are being paraded at the police station in Tafa, Gakarko, Kaduna State. One of them used to be a cattle herder. He says he sold 5 cows to buy a rifle at 500,000 naira.
I sold 5 of my cows to buy the rifle. This is my first time. I hadn't even used it to rob.
Prominent Nigerians were killed on this road. And these bandits that were parading before you, 29 of them, were responsible for attacking travelers when they travel on the road. Their modus operandi is they open fire on the moving vehicles, and when the vehicles are assaulted, they go in and rob them.
But the police say Pindiga has been involved in several robberies. The suspect himself demonstrates his ability in stripping and assembling a rifle.
Year-old Victor Akimbile was declared missing on the 27th of November this year. Akimbile, who domiciled in Lagos, came to Ikirun in Osun State on the 26th, only to be robbed and killed by some armed robbers in the early hours of the following morning. His disappearance was reported by his family, who discovered that a sum of 3 million naira was transferred from his account to another account.
The 3 of them confessed to have attacked Victor on the night of the 26th. They attacked him in the house where he was passing the night. They robbed him of the sum of 25,000 naira and forced him to transfer 3 million naira into the account of Ahmed Bidemi Rafiu. They did not stop at that. They put the poor man in the boot of his car and drove him to a secluded place around Ikirutu and removed the registration number of the vehicle and set the vehicle ablaze, killing the victim in the vehicle. We also got to know that they were invited by the security guard who was looking after the house next to where Victor slept that night. Indeed, I also got to know that the same guard, who is Olabi Bashiru, another native of Ikirun, was looking after the house where Victor Victor slept, and it was him that invited the trio of Ahmed, Rashid, and Kayode to come and rob Victor.
The suspected killers confessed to the crime that Victor Akimbile was burnt in his car.
When we asked someone to give us money and he had given us, why do we need to kill him? Ijai and I had wanted to go, but the third person said no, that we could be traced to our account which he transferred the money into. When we asked him for money, he said he did not have much on him. He went into his room and bought 25,000 naira, but we rejected it and asked for 10 million, which he said he did not have. He said he had 5 million, but could only afford to transfer 3 million into my account, which he did immediately. We later left him in the sitting room and held a brief meeting to decide whether we should kill him or leave him. He did not know if we have gun or any weapon on us. What is painful is that we killed the man. May God forgive him.
In Abia State, the police commissioner says he's worried at the rate at which young people get into crime.
It was a harvest of parade of criminals at the Central Police Station in Abia State Command under the watchful eyes of the policemen and women of the state. Narrating to newsmen on the various crimes committed which they were arrested for, the Commissioner of Police, Michael Ogbizi, said they were arrested on various degrees of crimes committed in the state, from kidnapping, defilement, burglary, cultism, and armed robbery. While parading the notorious kidnapping gangs responsible for multiple crimes, he said his men had to use those arrested already to lead the investigators to others who had escaped.
The arrest that the command has made for the past 40 days, that is to show, that is a proof to you that Abia State is peaceful and is so organized that any move by the hoodlums to come into Abia to commit crime will immediately be identified, and such hoodlums will be nabbed. You see, we have over 40 suspects, and they are notorious suspects. Some were jailed before, released, and they came back, still went into crime. All these suspects you see, the vehicle that you are seeing, the exhibits, the arms, ammunition, all were used by these suspects to commit robberies, kidnapping.
Victor Chijoke, a mechanic, was apprehended in River State with his gang after he made away with his customer's Sienna car from Umuahia to sell in Rivers.
One Mr. Victor and Mr. Ifeanyi Suji, that the receiver is not, that got all those things. It's a matter Navy. I'm not the one that got all those things, so I'm involved.
Somebody gave you his vehicle to repair?
Yes, sir.
So what happened?
Then I took the motor to one Mr. Victor. He's on the run. He's from Umuahia here. He said that I should lead him to Aban. Then I fired the motor from here to Aban to get the guy. Unfortunately, the guy told me that let's go to Port Harcourt and sell the motor. Finally, that is how I got all this.
I don't even know about this motor. I was selling something. I'm an excavator operator. I'm living here in Atumoya here. So when this friend came to my shop to buy something, and he dropped back and went out, and he buy a recharge card of 700 naira, and from my hand, from my shop. So I told him to pay my money. Say he's coming. You want to eliminate at the back. So he went out. Since then, I don't see him then again. Till the day he called this guy to come and carry the bag. I said I will not give him the bag. He should come and pay me my money. How can he buy a recharge card of 700? I don't have cane and recharge card. And he sent somebody to come and collect the bag. And he asked me about this guy. Police has arrested him. Understand? So as he asked me, I tell him, I don't know about it. I should come and give me the money. So he called. So when police come, they said that I'm the one that called him, tell him that they have arrested this guy. So they arrested me.
I called the Alhaji. Alhaji said this one is not a market. He now went and snatched car with somebody. So I didn't know that he's a kidnapper. I never, since I was born, I never kidnapped person in my life.
Okay, you know the guy is
It's a car snatcher, yes.
Okay, you know.
How long have you been dealing in cars, old
snatched cars?
I didn't snatch car. Where they bought a connect buyer for them, which God know the truth.
So how long have you been in the business of buying?
Last year.
Since last year?
Yes, sir.
So, so where's your showroom? Where do you display the vehicles you sell?
No, I connect buyer to them.
Buyers from where?
Alhaji.
Who is Alhaji?
Alhaji Yusufu.
From where?
From Kano.
My brother, the contact of one guy, Kensele, then he bought the phone. Unfortunately, they say that the phone is among the kidnappers, but the woman they kidnapped in Obohe side, I don't know that guy is a kidnapper. He called me over that I should come. That is in Obohe side. Then I come there. He told me that I should look after this person for him. Yeah. He dropped his gun. He does not give it to me. He dropped his gun there. So that is how I was involved. He collected the money and he gave me, we are three. He gave us two Obinna and Enyinaya, the people of that village, because I'm not from there. So
how much was your own share?
He gave me 180,000.
180,000.
Yes.
Also paraded was an Army Colonel imposter, Chibuna Kenneth, is a final year student studying mechanical engineering.
I am not a colonel.
Were you operating as a colonel?
No, sir.
How did you get this ID card? Who is the one here?
I am not the one. Rather is a Photoshop. That is a Photoshop.
So what happened?
So that person you saw there is my friend, one of my friends that I used to communicate with on social network. He's a soldier man. He's a soldier man. So I downloaded the picture. I downloaded the picture from his Facebook account and as my friend. So I did it because of frustration, because of what happened to me. I did it and cut off the person's head. I mean that my friend's head, and replaced my head and print out the ID card. Why I do that is just because that I bought a new machine with a laptop, included my phone. When I was coming back from Aba, where I was schooling, I'm a student of State Polytechnic Civil Engineering, final year. So when I came back to Ishikot, I saw some people flashing a torch on my face. I thought it was a policeman or an SARS because they was with black and black. So I have to drop. When I drop, those people show me guns, all these AK. They show me all these police guns. So they attacked me and collected the bag from me. When they collected the bag from me, I was so annoyed. I do this ID card in order for me to have my bag and my laptop.
Those are some of the stories that we showed you in the outgone year. And remember to do your part in keeping our society crime-free by reporting suspicious activities around you to security agencies. Let's do this again, same station, same time. Till then, keep your comments coming to crimewatch@tvcnews.tv. You can also tweet at me at Ivy Kano. Do have a crime-free week.